Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the secret, the secret to ruining a relationship. So if you want to know this secret, stick around because that's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to spin this several different ways. The same secret to ruining a relationship is the same secret to why manifesting isn't working for you. See, this one habit we're going to discuss today, what we have to understand with wealth, health, and prosperity, okay? And when we think about those terms, and even that's the premise of my YouTube channel, is that who we are in one area of our life, that's who we are in every single area. Okay, we're not one person over here, then one person over here. We don't have bad habits in this area, and we don't have them in this area. Who we are in one area of our life, it moves in every single area. So it's going to affect us positive or negative in every area. So that's what we have to understand before we get into this. So let's get on with this secret. If you want to know how to ruin a relationship, stick around. If you want to know how to ruin your manifesting powers, stick around. But that's what we're going to talk about. And as we talk, I'm going to get up and walk around a little bit. I am in Ohio, so at the house, the farmhouse. The cars over here, cars over there. But a little bit cooler today. It's not so hot and muggy. It might rain. So I might have to run back. But anyway, what's this one secret? Okay. And it's this. And you may struggle with it and you may not. And probably 100%, if you don't struggle with it, you know somebody who does. Because maybe it's happened to you. And it's this. It's fault finding. Okay. Are you a fault finder? I say this one more time. Are you a fault finder? Okay, let's have some fun today. And if you're a fault finder, this is the deal. Just own up to it. Okay, this is how to have your dream life. This is how to have success in your life. This is how to have manifesting work for you. Is you got to accept who you are. Okay, you have to have an awareness of what you're doing. Okay, and another thing is you have to accept what you're doing. And because only when you accept what you're doing, when you fully accept what you're doing, you know what happens is there's no tension there. There's no anxiety there. There's no force there. It tends to kind of go away way quicker is when you just accept it. You just accept you're doing it. Because once you accept you're doing it, you can always change it. You can always get better. You can always grow and get better. Okay. But we all know what fault finding is, okay? Maybe we do it. Maybe we've dated somebody who is a fault finder. And in relationships, if you want to know how to ruin a relationship, is if you're in a relationship, no matter if you're dating someone, it's a long-term relationship, you live with them, you're married, the quickest way to ruin that relationship is fault find. The quickest way to ruin that relationship is always point out what's wrong with them. That's the quickest way. I mean, that person, maybe they're put up with you and hang around for several years, but eventually they got tired of it. And once they get tired of it, especially with a fault finder, they're not going to work it out with you. I mean, that's 100%. They're going to be done with you. So that's the quickest way, is always point out someone's faults. Always belittle them. Okay, we might be like that. We might say, Chad, I do that. That's okay. Own up to it. We might, or you've dated somebody like that. Maybe you dated a guy like that. Maybe you dated a girl like that, where all they do, maybe they don't do it right in the beginning, but they just constantly either belittle you, belittle what you're doing, or they constantly find fault. And, this ruins a relationship. And because it spreads in all areas of your life. This is why I know if you're a fault finder, okay, this is why I know, whoever you're in a relationship with or married with, you're fault finding with them. Okay, nothing's ever right. Okay, then when you go to work, you're a fault finder at work. Okay, you belittle people at work, you fault find. Nobody can ever do right at work. Okay, we have kids, you do the same thing. Okay, I mean, it's sad when you have kids and you do the same thing to your kids, but we do. Then you get into manifesting. Then you get into success. You want a better life. You want your dream life, and you do the same thing. You fault find. Okay, you want to be wealthy, but you make fun of other wealthy people. Okay, you don't even know them. They're driving past in your dream car, and you secretly tell yourself, "What do they do for a living? I bet they rip people off." You fault find. Even when I do videos about wealthy, how to be wealthy and stuff like that, sometimes I'll get a comment either on a short video, a long form video, and they'll say, "Well, wealthy people are rude." And, and a simple question is that most people, listen to this, most people that make fun of wealthy people, that have these little deep down desires and deep down beliefs about wealthy people are rude, wealthy people are scammers, wealthy people rip people off, wealthy people are not givers, wealthy people put people down. You know what? Is they don't even know a wealthy person. They think they know a celebrity. I mean, I worked in the entertainment industry for almost 20 years. So, I've been around celebrities for 20 years. I mean, working in entertainment. They don't even know. They don't even know a real wealthy person close to them. And I mean wealthy. I don't mean somebody who makes 100 grand a year, 200,000 a year. I don't mean, a lawyer or a doctor. They are not wealthy. A lawyer and a doctor are not wealthy. You have to understand that. A lawyer and a doctor is just upper middle class. That's it. I'm not putting them down. Okay. They make 100, 150, 200, 250,000 a year. Most of that's eaten up in taxes. So then, they're not wealthy. I'm talking about wealthy. You make $1 million or more per year. That's wealthy. Okay. Even when I worked in finance, started my entrepreneurship journey, my CEOs that mentored me were wealthy. Made probably minimum like $15 million a year. Okay. So that's a wealthy person. I don't know any wealthy person that I know that make fun of people, that put people down. I don't know any wealthy person that makes fun of poor people, makes fun of the middle class. I don't know any of them. Okay. I really don't. You know why? Because they get it. They know. They've been wealthy for a long time. So they finally get it. And because they know that what they focus on, it's going to come to them. They know if they make fun of somebody, that's going to be reciprocal back into their life. So they don't do it. They've learned. Okay. And when you fault find in any area of your life, maybe it's a relationship, then you fault find when you're trying to manifest. You want your dream house, but you know somebody who's living in your dream house, and you start putting them down, you start talking them down. Why would that come to you? Why would your subconscious, all you're doing is telling your subconscious mind that you hate that. You don't want it, then it doesn't give it to you. Because why would it give you something that you're constantly putting down, you're constantly hating on? You know what I mean? That's what's happening. It's reciprocal. I mean, sometimes, like, even with social media, I've been in and out of social media as a business, as an entrepreneur for, 15 years, the past 15 years or so. And, my bad habit with social media is I just don't stick to it. You know what I mean? And I get busy with other things, other projects. And, honestly, even with YouTube, this is the longest I've really been on YouTube, as far as being consistent with posting, the longest. And, my mom's over there. She's getting ready to take out the trash. I can see her. See her over there walking? I have her in. Have the video sneaking up on her. But, I mean, I can remember back in the day, probably, at least a good 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and I was getting back on social media. I took a kind of a few years hiatus from like teaching and mentoring people and stuff like that, and teaching in groups. So I was kind of rusty because I took a few years off. And I went back on doing videos and stuff like that, and sometimes people would comment that oh, you need to take a speaking class. You need to take a speaking course. You need to take a speech class. You need to learn how to speak better. And of course, hey, they might be right. Okay. But what happens is like, I'm not letting it affect me. See, that's the biggest thing, because I've been doing this stuff a long time, and if I don't let it affect me, it's because I realize it has nothing to do with me. What people think about me, it has nothing to do with me. Okay, it has nothing to do with me unless I unless I make it so. You know what I mean? Unless I dwell on it and think, oh my God, they might be right. Oh, you know what I mean? But I've been doing it for so long, is even in a, maybe for like 1 second, I might be for like a little, but then I just let it go because I know it has nothing to do with me. That's what I tell myself. It has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? And that's what you have to understand. When someone's like constantly like belittling, constantly pointing out your faults, maybe it's in a comment on a YouTube video, or pointing out your mistakes. Okay, what they're really doing has nothing to do with you, has nothing to do with me. But what's really going on, it's reciprocal in their own life. That's the laws of the universe. Like what you focus on is coming back or is looping back around to you in your life. Okay, so if they're belittling, putting you down, they're trying to indirectly. That's the biggest thing nowadays, is people's trying to indirectly do it. They know what they're doing. They're just trying to word things the right way, so that way they can piss you off and they can play victim. But no matter how they're doing it, is directly, indirectly, is that it's always looping around back into their own life. If they're pulling out your worst qualities, what's happening is it's looping back around to their life, and that's what's manifesting in their own life. Okay, it's just the basic law of the universe. When you focus on good has to come to you. And this is what I mean. When you focus on good, is I'm focused on good in every area of my life. When I talk to people, I focus on what I like about the person, not about what I don't like. I focus on the good. I pull out the good. If a little obstacle happens in my life that I don't like, I pull out the good in that obstacle. It's just your perception of it. You pull out the good and make you dizzy and have you fall over. You focus on the good. Okay, but the same law applies. If you focus on the bad, well, guess what? Bad has to come to you. If you're a fault finder, you're focused on the bad. You're focused on the bad qualities of somebody else, and those qualities have to come back to you, but you're focused on them. And it might not be exact, but 100% is going to be very, very similar, like 100%. And that's why when you're a fault finder, is you're going to be a fault finder in every area. You're going to be a fault finder who you date in relationships. When you want your dream house, your dream car, your dream career, you want to be wealthy, then all of a sudden you fault find everybody who has those things that what you don't have right now, you fault find. And guess what? The only thing that's going to come to you, it's not going to be your dream house. It's not going to be your dream car. It's not going to be a dream salary. It's not going to be a dream career. What's going to come to you is nothing. Is what's going to come to you is all your fault finding. Because the universe isn't going to make it happen. Because when you fault find, you're putting it out there to the universe. You're putting it out there to your subconscious mind that you don't want it. You hate it. So why would it come to you? If you're despising something, that's what's happening. When we fault find, we actually despise it. We don't like it. Why would someone stick around? Even in relationship, and you talk about two people in a relationship, if one's a fault finder, the other person's not going to stick around very long. Maybe that other person's an empath. Maybe that other person for a while will put up with you. Maybe they put up with you for a couple years or a few years, but eventually they're going to stop. They're going to be done. They're going to turn and walk away. And it's the same way, it's the same way with manifesting. When you fault find, it's like you're trying to force something to happen. Remember, force negates. Friction negates. What fault finding does, it causes friction in your life. And remember, friction keeps everything from coming to you, because friction is like force. You're trying to force things to happen, like in a way. So it creates friction. So friction is kind of repelling things from you. So to wrap this up, stop fault finding. Stop finding fault with people. Look at the good. Even if you're doing this, and we all, let me tell you this real quick. We all do it, at some sorts. We probably all have done it at some sorts. Maybe some of us do it way worse than others. Okay. But we've all done it from some sorts. We've all, we want a dream car. Maybe it's a blood orange, 2024 Porsche 911 twin turbo convertible. You know what I mean? You know exactly what you want. And you see it fly down the freeway. You start being aware of it and you see it fly down the freeway. And your mind, you're not even saying it out loud, your mind just automatically goes to, oh, why does he have my dream car? Our mind automatically goes to a fault finding. You know what I mean? And, you know, immediately what I do in those points is bless that which you want. You know, that's kind of a Hawaiian proverb, is bless that which you want. Bless other people. You know, if you hate your boss at work, bless him. Bless other people. Bless other people that's living your dream life. If you want to travel more, bless people who travel. Okay, I travel a lot. Okay, most of the time I live overseas. I come back to visit. But bless other people. Bless other people that have what you want. Because as you bless them, it's a law of the universe. As you bless them, guess what? Blessings have to come to you. These are simple laws. These are simple laws that we just violate every day. You're getting exactly what you want. You have to understand this. We're getting exactly what we want. Okay, now, you might sit there and argue with me and say, well, Chad, what's coming into my life right now isn't what I want, Chad. It's not. But it's coming to your life because that's what you're dwelling on. You have to understand that. Okay, what you dwell, same way with Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard said, live in the end, dwell in the end. Okay, we all live in the end. We all dwell in the end. Okay, but we're doing it in reverse most of the time. What you're dwelling in is fault finding on this topic. What you're dwelling in is negativity. What you're dwelling in is always finding fault with somebody. What you're dwelling in is just when you have a negative obstacle that happens, you literally stop and you paralyze yourself and you don't know how to go around this obstacle. It's just your perception. Okay, you're getting what you're dwelling in. What's coming in your life is what you're dwelling in. Look at the rain clouds back there. It's like, but that's what's coming in our life. That's what we have to understand. And like I said, we all do it, some sorts. I mean, some of us, we might just a little bit do it, and some of us might go, super extreme with it. But like I said in the beginning, is don't beat yourself up. Stop beating yourself up over things. We're all human. We all fall short from the glory of God. But, God gave us a really unique power, is that God dwells in us. Heaven is within us. Abundance is our birthright. Abundance is inside us. We just have to realize it and move forward from it. That's why I said, just accept who you are. That doesn't mean, when I say accept who you are, that doesn't mean that you never change, you never grow beyond it. What I mean is you accept who you are, because that way you stop beating yourself up over it. You stop having anxiety over it. You stop having negative emotions over it when you just accept it. When I have negative thoughts, I just accept it. And it's amazing when I truly accept it, how easy those negative thoughts go away. You know what I mean? When I just kind of, there's no force there's no friction, I just accept it. It's kind of like in my mind, out of my mind, very quick. So it's amazing how it works. The more you do this stuff, the more you get good at it. The more you get good at it in your life, you know what I mean? Because all of us are different. These laws are laws. These laws work the same way. They don't work different ways for people. But what's different is that we all have our own embedded, deep-rooted beliefs that are holding us back. We all have our deep-rooted secret thoughts that are holding us back. And it's just junk. It's just junk in our life that we have to deal with. We have to get over. And once you deal with it, the faster you deal with it, the faster you get over it, the faster you can move forward. But anyway, my friends, just want to share that, walk around a little bit, and I'll see you in the next video.